everyone to a fresh hot plate of green eggs and ham. My name is Dan.
My name is Nick. Welcome to another episode
Of
of
Two
Two
Beers
Beers
in
in
a
a Pod. Dan, as you always do,
All right.
start us off with some shout-outs.
Thank you once again, and as always, to my mom for watching and listening.
Susan,
She
you
said-
truly are a gem.
She really is. She's one of the only people who watches or really listens to it while it plays every single week. Additional shout out to the brand that I am a brand ambassador for, Patriotic Pump. You can get your cool merch at patrioticpump.com and use the code AGAN15 for 15% off your order at checkout.
No prior weightlifting required.
No, you can literally just walk in or click log in and buy something.
But make sure you use Dagan15. No, Agan15, I'm sorry.
AGAN15.
Should have told me your name was Dagan. That would have made it so much easier.
There's a lot of cool shirts on there. There's a lot of cool designs for men and women. I'm currently wearing the Squat Savage shirt. I really like it. It's a bit of a tighter fit, but reasonably priced. And with the code, you get even cheaper.
Obviously, shout out to Spark Creative, our parent company,
Oh yeah.
that make this all somewhat
A
possible.
shout
I
out to
guess.
us, but shout out to us by us.
Hey man, listen, if it wasn't for Spark Creative, this would not be happening right now.
I didn't say anything negative.
Welcome to That Dagan Show.
Just leave that dead horse. Leave that dead horse buried, man.
See, I'm talking about it. And by the way, we're not sponsored by Panera, so turn the cup around. They don't get any free advertising time on
Put
today's show.
it back over there.
And you know what? I'm gonna say the hell with it. Shout out to the people that actually watch this every week.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
God
you so
for
much.
you guys. You guys are the best Christmas present we could have ever asked for.
One of them.
And we really hope that you're telling your friends about us because, we're kind of funny and you kind of find us funny and you feel bad for the fact that we're doing this every week and not getting much traction.
We are funny. We are funny here, but we are in fact uglier in person. So don't get your hopes up.
Just remember, guys, this is the only show where you find us funnier on the show.
Yay!
Chickadee, chickadee, yeah. So, Dan, I'm going to open up the first discussion this week.
All right.
Why do they still make single-ply toilet paper?
I couldn't tell you.
I'm a two-ply guy myself.
I'll take all the plies I can get.
I've gotten into many an argument in this household because they are, well, a couple of them are single-ply users. I'm sorry, I don't like any appendages of my body accidentally poking or prodding at my butthole.
Don't want nothing sticking yourself in there while you're doing the business.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you're covered in poopy, nobody wants that.
No!
Yeah, nobody wants to have that conversation when you're in there.
You're trying to clean it all up and then, ooh!
Listen, if you're going to use toilet paper, you got to use something that not only will pick up, but also will not rip in the process.
I agree.
Here's a question for you. Are you a crumpler or are you a folder?
Folder. Big folder.
I'm a folder, too. I'm a firm believer in that.
Who crumbles?
I know, listen, I've seen people, I shouldn't say I've seen people, but I know people that's really...
That's what you're doing.
I'm
Is that
watching
what
people...
you're doing at work?
Yes.
You're just spying in the bathroom?
I'm sitting in there watching people wipe their ass.
Hey, what are you doing in there? You use a
Hey.
two-ply, you better be!
Hey, is that crumbling? I don't like that.
Hey! Let's knock it off in there.
Let's-
No funny business.
That's the worst at work because you have no choice. It's all single ply there. Unless
yeah.
you want to buy your own toilet paper at work. I mean, who the hell wants to do that? I don't know. You work in an office that your dad owns, so I don't know. Do you have your own, or is it just the office particulars?
Well, like I told you one time, I went out for office supplies and we were out of toilet paper at the office, and my dad was like, "Don't get none of that crappy, skimpy bullshit. Get like the best, highest quality He-Man stuff you can find."
Best brand by far, Quilted Northern. Quilted Northern.
I can't say that I am one for toilet paper brand loyalty, but more of a functionality. If it works, it works.
Listen, if it gives you guys any kind of indication what kind of toilet paper guy I am, for Christmas I bought my household this year the Charmin Mega Roll. It's currently in my downstairs bathroom, and it is wonderful. Let me
I
tell you.
think if anything, Nick, it shows that because you have a specific brand you like.
Well, but the thing is, I'm not particular. Like you said, I'm not brand loyal. But they're the only ones that currently do that mega month-long roll thing.
I guess so.
And it's a 2-ply toilet paper.
I mean, since you are a toilet paper connoisseur, let me ask you something.
Oh, no.
What quantity package do you get?
Whatever's on sale. I'm not really particular to, like, there are times that in my
you
store...
get, like, the 60 mega package that, like, saves you $5.
If you're at Costco and you get the really big one of their...
The big old biggin.
Because their 2-ply and, above toilet paper is good. It's just sometimes $16 a lot. If I'm in my own store and, like, they have, like, Quilter Northern, like, the 4-pack, which is, like, 8 rolls or something like that, on sale for, like, $5, why not? I mean, now I'm kind of pigeonholed because I have the Forever roll right now, and that's going to take a bit. I have 3 of them, actually, in my garage, so...
When I get supplies for the office, I tend to stick with the boundaries of the petty cash I have on me.
I just hope we could agree that the Scott single ply is the worst. That seemed to be the standard in my house for a while until I one day said, we're not doing Scott single ply. And I was...
Get out of here with that.
Me and my brother actually are the suppliers of the 2-ply or better. So I can't do the single ply.
So if your dad goes shopping or your mom goes shopping, you're stuck with the 1-ply for a little while?
Well, if they do that, I just simply go out and buy my own.
You take it, throw it away, like, I'm going to go fix this.
Well, that's why I got the Forever roll, because the 1 roll allegedly lasts a month, and with the starter kit that I bought, you get 3 months supply. So,
all right.
Hopefully I get at least a month out of that.
Maybe.
Well, moving through, I think actually talking about that we got the Charmin for Christmas for the house. I've been watching a lot of those cooking shows that they have on Chopped, like the holiday specials and stuff like that. Chopped holiday special, the holiday baking specials and stuff like that.
Holiday everything.
What I was wondering more so than anything, do you think that ever on those shows that they have someone that straight up has like a meltdown when they get kicked off the show? They're in a cooking competition. They, prepared for months and, like, they did the time cooking and all that.
Their whole futures depend on this very competition.
And one of those, either groups of people or if it's just a single competitive chef, gets kicked off. And you think they just go off the deep end and have a meltdown? Even if it's not on camera. Like, when they go off camera, they're just like, what the fuck happened? What I want to ask.
This whole fucking thing was a waste of time. I tried my best. They all gave it to that fucking handicap guy with the one leg.
They literally cut the suspense on the shows to the point where there's only one ice cream maker on that set. But they make it seem like, the first person to get there. Why don't they just show the drama of the person that has the absolute shutdown meltdown after they get kicked off the show? Because that's had to have happened. They've had 20-something seasons of the show. You can't tell me at least one person didn't have a freaking blowout after they walked off stage.
Well, it's like they're probably off camera. Like, they don't show it. And if it does happen on camera, they don't air it.
But then why aren't they showing the back of the set? That could be its own series. That would be
$1
million show.
I bet you that there's outtakes on YouTube.
I guess, but I can only imagine.
That could be. I think you might have just said that could be its own show.
It could literally be $1 million idea. It could beat out the Jerry Springer show.
Chopped, the meltdowns.
Just have that. I mean, it even has a cool, like, almost cooking show name to it. Chopped, the Meltdown episode.
Food Network. We just wrote your thing for you, man.
I mean, if you want to, throw us some kickbacks here,
give us a Wawa gift card, something.
Dan will take his payment in subs. He likes Wawa subs.
I will, in fact, take payment in subs.
But not from Chopped, especially if the person's having a meltdown.
I don't want a sandwich from that guy. Person, woman,
I mean, like, just
whoever.
Imagine, though, like, they're just going off, and, like, on the Celebrity Chef, like,
What the fuck are you talking about? How do you think that this is bullshit? I seasoned that shit to perfection. Not shit, but, like, whatever.
You know how hard I worked on it? You know how hard it is to use
I
these
spent
ingredients?
minutes on that marmalade, and you gave it shit.
I only had 30 minutes. What the fuck did you think?
You told us to make a goddamn vinaigrette from scratch. And you gave us a cupcake, an orange, and a cobra in our basket.
And I have to use all of them.
Or else I get chopped. And I still got chopped.
What about that other one, that Cutthroat Kitchen? That thing where it's
I never
like,
watched that.
where they have like the left hooks in the thing, like, like they could take away your stove or something.
Speaking
like
of
that.
chop, my family and I used to watch that on the weekends. And when, my mom's a good cook, but my dad's really good at coming up with leftover meals.
Right.
Like, leftovers just pile
He's a
up.
concoction guy. He can throw a
He
bunch
is
of
a
things
very
together.
good concoction guy. My mom actually likes it more. Actually likes him cooking leftovers more than her cooking like a meal from scratch.
So he's like a kitchen sink kind of guy. Like, he'll
Oh,
throw
yeah.
a little bit of everything together.
My
and, like,
dad would probably handle himself pretty well on Chopped.
But he'd be that guy that had the meltdown after he gets kicked off. Oh, what the fuck?
He wouldn't even give a shit. He'd be like, ah, yeah, it was cool, whatever.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
My dad's signature is kitchen leftover burritos.
Okay.
There's usually some mixture of some kind of protein, carb, and cheese in my parents' fridge.
Typically.
Well, when my brother and I were around, now that we're not, there was really no food in the house at all. But my dad...
Now his parents starve.
If my mom eats a meal at home, it's usually eggs or ramen because she just doesn't really
I
care
love
anymore.
ramen. Every once in a while, a good dish of ramen's real good.
But my mom, they leftovers in the kitchen, so my dad will go to work and he'll make something up, and it's always really good. Like, I gotta give props to my dad; he's a good cook.
Look at you.
And when we sit down, he's like, "All right, tonight I have prepared for you."
George, you've been chopped. Judges?
And when we finish eating, he's always like, "Oh, sure, was everything satisfactory? Everything was great, thank you."
They give everyone at the table a little report card. Can you grade my appearance today?
And sorry, George, you've been chopped.
Judges?
What the?
Susan, could you tell us why you thought this way?
Well, I have to say the tortillas were just a little less crispy than I really wanted it to be. And the cheese wasn't quite melted all the way.
After X amount of years of marriage!
You still couldn't!
Oh, man. I love these little segues we have. They're pretty funny, actually. So, Dan, why don't you introduce our next discussion topic?
I would love to. Something we both agree on and something we both complain about. People with incredibly, stupidly bright headlights.
I was driving home last night, and this is where my idea behind, talking about this
Your
came.
idea? Your idea?
I drive an SUV. It's not small by any means. It's not enormous, but it's not tiny. There was a guy with the most super lifted F-250 that I've ever seen in my life, and his lights could see into the future. I literally think I saw the results.
Where'd you come out of Star Wars, man?
I think I saw the results of the 2020 election, and let me tell you, there were plenty of walls.
I don't understand how headlights that are just incredibly military grade bright are legal.
We live in an area that's mostly wooded.
I have bad
here.
eyesight as it is. If you have those bright ass headlights shining into my rearview mirror, you're reducing my vision as it is.
Dad's his little card. No,
I'm happy that you can see ahead of you, but now I can't either.
I can't see anything now.
I can't tilt the windshield back, the rearview mirror back to dim the light. It's still just bearing down.
But what's the purpose though? You're only going to see as far as everyone else.
I don't know. I wish
Why
I
do
knew the
people
answer to
need
that.
xenon lights and stuff like that? LED, okay, maybe because it's a little
Because
bit
they're
cleaner.
super cool, dude.
Yeah, but even those people, those douchebags that have those light bars on their car,
Oh my
but
God.
always have them on.
I don't
I'm not.
know.
Listen, there are some people that legitimately go off-roading and actually have
Yeah.
purpose to have those light bars and
Yeah.
those side lights and everything. But those people that are driving down a residential road that has houses, street lights, people walking down the street
And yet
with
they
their dog.
have headlights that could illuminate the Blue Cross Stadium.
Exactly. Stadium style lighting on it because they have, their peepees this big. So they have to have lights that are this big.
Compensation in a different form.
Yes, exactly. I mean, I wouldn't know anything about that because I drive a smallish vehicle and, I'm contending the fact that other things are also smallish, but,
I drive a Hyundai, so.
I do too, essentially. It's all the same motor company. I mean, if you really... It's owned by Hyundai. Hyundai's the mama company, and my company just suckles the teat of that company. Well, speaking of nice, bright, shining lights, and how Christmas is that, and Hanukkah's the festival of lights, I think we should talk about Dan's favorite Christmas movies.
Well,
Dan wants to do a little segment on some intimate Christmas movies. Maybe I'll put in some sexy music in the after edits.
that would be great. Well, my favorite holiday is Christmas, and I'm the one.
-2.
I'm one of the biggest Christmas fans anybody's ever met.
They have a sweater at Spencer's that literally looks like a Christmas tree, and in between the buntings of the tree, it says, "I Christmas harder than you."
You saw that at Spencer's?
And yeah, and I was this close to getting it for you, this close. And we were in Florida, but then I would have to carry it home and that whole experience. But
every year I enjoy watching Christmas movies.
Wait, hold on. Pause the story here for 1 second. Before you even get into the movies, explain to everyone the setup of your living room. Year round.
Oh, I live in my grandparents' house, and my parents got me a Christmas tree to have in the house. And last year I put it up and decorated it, and I took the decorations off, and it became a month later, I didn't take the tree down. It became February, didn't take the tree down. Hit my birthday in March, didn't take the tree down. So I decided to just keep the tree up in the corner of the living room. It's not hurting anybody else. I like it. I enjoy Christmas. I call it my Festivus tree.
It's Festivus for the rest of us.
Why can't it? It's a festive decoration. How come it can't be all year round?
I don't know. I just think it's strange. It's like having a big, obnoxious potted plant in the middle of your living room at all times. I mean, we have a skinny Christmas tree, and like once it's like January 1st, it's like, time to come down.
I'm also just lazy, so I didn't really feel like taking it down. Even though it's not that hard. I was just like, keep it up.
Next to your pink bathroom. Which will not be named on the show.
Just put it like in the hallway. It's like, I can't get to my bedroom now. This thing, I got to move it all.
This is just all bad.
This was a bad idea.
This is just all bad.
So with that, I wanted to talk about
bringing it back.
Bringing it back around town. I wanted to talk about my favorite Christmas movies. Most of my favorites are Rankin Bass claymation movies. Let me finish the list.
Okay.
Because you keep trying to interrupt me.
Well, I was gonna say maybe you should do animated, then you should do live action, like
No, it's movies, Christmas movies.
Christmas clusterfuck.
Hashtag Christmas clusterfuck. Get that shit trending. I grew up watching Rankin Bass movies. I love them. My favorites are Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, which is my favorite of all time Christmas movie. Have to watch it at least a couple times every December. I like The Year Without Santa Claus, mostly because it's got the almighty Miser Brothers in it, and I love that song. I identify with Heat Miser. Santa Claus is Coming to Town with the famous Kris Kringle and Miss Jessica.
He had a crush on Miss Jessica.
I did. As a kid, I actually did. They managed to make a claymation character look hot. I don't know.
No comment. Weeb.
It's not anime. It's animated, but it's not anime. One of my other favorites is Elf. I love that movie. It may not be a pot. It may not. Sarah! I know him.
Wow, you just blew out my speakers. Thanks.
Sorry.
He's really not.
No, not at all. I like Jingle All the Way. I like
You're eating my cookies
in my house. Put the cookie down. Christmas Vacation is in my list. I like that movie a lot. There's so many iconic scenes and quotes from that movie. If you don't quote Christmas Vacation at least a few times in December, there's something wrong with you.
Shitter's clogged.
Gotta say. Shitter's full.
Oh my god.
Holy hell, I need a Tylenol.
I'm surprised you didn't mention the Peanuts Christmas special.
I like Peanuts, I like Snoopy, I like all that, but it doesn't quite make the list.
Well, I definitely have to say my number one favorite of all time Christmas movie.
Right.
I would probably have to side with you. I like the animation movies almost magnanimously more than I like the regular ones, and we're getting a phone call right now. Hear that in the background? That's not part of the show.
The
Sorry.
phone is ringing off of the hook with callers, except it's not.
Except it's not for us.
It's not for us.
We're lucky that anybody's even watching. I hope somebody's watching right now.
And if you could call, we wouldn't let you because we don't like talking on the phone.
Yeah, Dan especially. He don't like. I mean, personally, I don't either, but I get forced to during the day.
I don't like talking about it.
I vomit in between phone calls. Definitely gonna have to go with The Year Without a Santa Claus. I think that
Yeah.
by far is my favorite. Long, by and long.
Put one foot in front of the other.
No, it's all about the Miser Brothers. It's the Miser Brothers. Dun, 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 dun.
I'm Mr. Green Christmas. I'm Mr. Sun. I'm Mr. Fuck.
This has been Storytime with Dan.
This has been me butchering the song entirely.
But then I'd have to go and say my second favorite is probably Frosty the Snowman.
It's a cool band. The 2D animation one or the claymation
The
ones.
2D animation one.
Right.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
I think that's like one of the classic lines from all of them.
Well, I have an idea for something after we talk about this.
And also, too, I mean, you mentioned it, but I'm going to also say Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
I love that movie.
The claymation one, absolutely.
She thinks I'm cute. She thinks I'm cute.
With the awful tracking on the videos, but it was still great.
Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Fuck you, old man. All right, then.
No, I will not.
Hey, no. Okay.
Now you're just using me for my special abilities. Isn't that called child labor?
Called something.
Something.
Offshoot of the favorite Christmas things, I'd like to talk about favorite Christmas songs.
I was actually going to mention that.
Really?
Freaking read my mind.
Hey. Yeah, go first.
Well, my favorite Christmas song of all time. Wow, that's actually tough. I don't really know.
Maybe not
Well,
a
actually,
long time.
wait. Before we go into our favorites, how about we do it this way? Because actually, it's funny that you brought this conversation up. Because I had this conversation with my friend Chris at work the other day.
Right.
What Christmas songs, now that you're a little bit older, you've heard it a million times, can you absolutely not stand? Because there's a few that I could think of.
Oh, my parents love the I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas song.
God, I hate that song. I
freaking hate it. It's the little girl, it's the girl's voice.
I want a hippopotamus.
I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. Shut the fuck up.
Who the hell wants a hippopotamus?
It's a weird song.
It's a weird concept. Who the hell wants a hippopotamus? You know how big those things are?
How do you put it under the tree? How?
Time out from our conversation 1 second. Hey, Dan, what do you call a one-legged hippopotamus?
The hippopotamus?
A hoppo. Listen, I enjoyed it.
I can tell you liked it.
And you know what else I'm really going to go in? You may disagree with me on this one, but
Okay.
I think I've just about heard all I can of this song. Santa Baby. Originally the Eartha Kitt song turned like Madonna hit that like everyone talks about.
I never hated or liked it really. It was just kind of like
I can't stand it. I hate that song.
Santa Baby.
Gives me chills just freaking hearing this song.
Michael Bublé's version is pretty good.
Well, this is all Michael Bublé's really done. I mean, the last 10 years or
Doesn't
so.
really have to do anything else. Just pop a good Christmas record out once in a while, and
It's like they say, every November after Thanksgiving is when he comes out of his cave for the year.
in a full tuxedo.
It's beginning to look a lot like Bublé. And then Michael Bublé comes out. Also, I don't know if you really remember this. It was like a very short-lived Christmas song.
Yeah.
The Christmas Shoes song. It's literally like the most depressing Christmas song ever. Christmas songs are supposed to be like kind of light and fun and like Christmas Shoes. Though I understand the principle behind it. Don't think I'm heartless. I promise I'm not heartless.
He is heartless.
I'm pretty
Don't mind him.
heartless.
He is. He don't mind him. He is.
But the song is just so like...
You have to show it to me later.
Why do I want to rip my guts out over
I
a
can't
Christmas
place
song?
it.
I don't even know if I want to listen to it, though. It's that bad.
So with that, I'm going to go into my favorites.
Okay.
Because you've made it worse. I think my favorite overall nowadays is Frank Sinatra and Cyndi Lauper, Santa Claus is Coming to Town. I love that song. It's jazzy, it's upbeat, it's good. It's a sad song, but Blue Christmas by Elvis.
Oh,
I have a blue Christmas without
not
you.
bad, not bad.
I just like the way Elvis sings it. It's a sad song.
But see, now I've heard different versions of that song,
The
and
only-
they are magnanimously
the only-
lesser.
Only version that should be allowed of that song is Elvis's version.
Yes.
It's the only. I haven't like Michael Bublé's version comes like a distant second.
But even
I did-
like, I just feel like if it's not sang in the Elvis style,
That's the one that became just like mainstream popular.
it loses its luster because he's got like that bluesy like.
He's got the bluesy gospel voice.
Exactly, and that's what makes that song.
You're like, this song is sad, but it sounds pretty good.
Sad, but I love it still.
One song that I have come to love over the past couple of years is Pentatonix's "Up on the Housetop."
Not, I do
love
like
that
that song. I like "Christmas to Me" by them too. That's another
Yeah.
good Christmas song.
Two songs. I'm kind of getting into the more like current popular songs. Two songs that I like that one I had no idea was by the Jonas Brothers. God, hold on a second. I got it. It's "You Make Every Day Feel Like Christmas" or something like that.
I've never honestly heard it. I don't know.
It's a good song. Like me and like when I was helping my dad paint my parents' house, we had the Alexa play Christmas music, and we found out that it's not much of a radio station, more so of a giant playlist.
Yeah.
And we looped through it multiple times, so we knew the song was coming. And the one song, is by the Jonas Brothers. It's "You Make Every Day Feel Like Christmas." It's got that gist to it.
Are there any modern day Christmas songs that live up to the hype of the original classics? That's what I want to know. Because I feel like there's a lot of people that have covered older Christmas songs and they kind of almost never live up to what the original did. Like, how many different versions of, like, you know, the Christmas song have there been? Of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Frosty the Snowman, Sleigh Ride.
I think it's like it's Christmas.
Like It's Christmas?
Yeah. Wait.
Okay.
One song I just like that kind of grew on me was "Santa Tell Me" by Ariana Grande.
I've never heard it, honestly.
It's a good song. I'm not really one for pop music, but it's good.
Even though I can't stand Kelly Clarkson. Kelly, I'm sorry if you're watching the show. I can't stand your music.
As another thing, I love her "Wrapped in Red" Christmas album. "Underneath the Tree" is such a good song.
It is actually a very
It's a
good
really
Christmas
good song. I love it.
You know what? Honestly, if Kelly Clarkson just continued to make Christmas music and never made a new pop song ever again, I would be
Well, I
okay
wouldn't
with
send
that.
her that, but I would, keep making the Christmas
Listen,
music.
Kelly, if you're listening and you actually give a shit about this show, I'm sorry. Just stick to Christmas music.
You would give a shit if she gave a shit about our show.
She really would not. I really wouldn't, honestly.
I
mean,
would.
I'm sure she's a very nice person, but if I hear "Since You've Been Gone" ever again,
Yeah.
I'll probably rip my own eyes out of my head.
A couple albums that I like as a whole. Bing Crosby's Christmas Classics.
Oh, of course.
That
It's
album
like
is gold all the way through.
White Christmas. I mean, come on.
Just
Hit that money note in the beginning.
Yeah.
Where he just says "I'm" and like people jizz in their pants when he says "I'm." See, just did it there. He's thinking about it.
And I'm with them.
Oh, Bing.
Oh, Bing. I forget what the album is, but it's any Frank Sinatra Christmas song. Frank Sinatra's my favorite singer of all time.
The First Noel.
And-
one of my favorites by him. I love The First Noel.
Jingle Bells
Oh, of
by
course.
him. I love those Jingle bells.
He brought flair to the song.
He can make any song sound good.
You know what song I can't stand? Another song I absolutely cannot stand, Christmas song? Baby, It's Cold Outside. And not because of all the discussion about, oh, it's about rape, it's about whatever.
I like Michael.
The song sucks.
I like Michael Bublé and Idina Menzel's version of it.
The whole concept of the song
The
is
Dean
stupid.
Martin one, the original, is it's good, but it's just overplayed.
I don't like this song. I just don't get
It's
the
an
concept
okay.
behind it.
It's about.
I mean, I know what it's about.
I know what it's about.
He drugged her and he's trying to get her to stay over for Christmas. For a little bit of cheer and holly.
Don't touch me.
I'm sorry. But that's what the woman was saying in the song.
How can we talk about Christmas songs and forget Christmas Eve Sarajevo by the Trans-Siberian Orchestra?
Oh, of course.
And you gotta mention that.
That Carol of the Bells. I mean, come on, that's like...
That's not the song title, though.
Well, it's their version of Carol of the Bells. It's literally that same song. I mean, you could call it... They have titled it, but it's Carol of the Bells. Followed by a Ding Fries Are Done, Ding Fries Are Done.
Would you like an apple pie with that?
Would you like an apple pie with that?
What other ones are there that I like a lot? Andy Williams, It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year. That is like the Christmas song.
That is the one that really kicks the season off.
As soon as you hear that, it's Christmas.
Andy Williams is fantastic too.
That album is
God rest his soul.
His two Christmas albums. It's the holiday season, and
Santa Claus
is coming round. Christmas snow is light on the ground. When old Santa gets into town, he'll be coming down the chimney now.
Do you know Tree's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
Wait, what?
That song, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Gene Autry, he's the old cowboy singer. Yeah. That's like the most like original version.
I want another one. Burl Ives version.
Have a holly
Jolly Christmas. I love Burl Ives.
Who did the best version of Jingle Bell Rock?
I think my favorite version is the Brian Setzer Orchestra.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I like
because it's big band and doo-woppy and jazzy.
I do like Brian Setzer.
Who doesn't?
But I think my favorite versions could always be the Hall & Oates version of Jingle Bell Rock.
All right.
It's kind of like, who did... All right. Run Rudolph.
Run,
Chuck Berry or Bryan Adams? I like Bryan Adams. This is one of those few occasions where I could say the remake of the song was better than the original. Oh, God!
You shut the fuck up. I just need some peace. I think I don't really like Chuck Berry's version because it's everywhere.
He made the song though, like that's his
He
thing.
did. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying it's a little bit it's saturated for my taste.
So what you're saying is he should have a Blue Christmas.
Maybe like one. You should stop that.
Okay, maybe I think that.
You should feel bad.
What about the Drifters' White Christmas? The Drifters cover White Christmas.
Another song I like a lot is Little Saint Nick.
Oh, the Beach Boys?
Yeah, I love that song.
It's a little Saint
Nick, Little Saint Nick.
Oh my God. Hi, this is Two Beards in a Pod, the musical. And we're here to talk about fun music-y things today.
Yeah.
Somehow we went from talking about wiping our asses and poking ourselves in the butthole to singing Christmas songs.
I have to say, that was all you, I have to say.
No, hey, listen. We went from, thing to thing. Let's not forget about the Chop disaster stories. I mean, how could you forget about that?
Classic. Can't forget about it.
It's like we just talked about it.
A whole half an hour ago.
All right, so wrap up this week's conversation. Start, let's talk about next week.
Is it that time already?
Let's talk about next week.
Next week.
What's going on next week, Dan?
Next week, I'm having a little bit of a holiday party at my place, and we've decided to take advantage of the situation and the 3 people that are going to be there and have a special holiday
What we're
episode.
trying to say right now is that anyone that's watching that wants to come, let's not make this a sausage party. Because remember that whole thing I say about Dan at the end of every episode? Still rings true. And
there's going to be girls there.
We're going to try, in 6 months to a year, we're going to try.
You better hope he doesn't watch this.
You
think he watches the show?
What we want to do is make Dan's Christmas a happy Christmas.
And terribly expensive.
You might not see him underneath the Christmas tree, but
underneath the tree.
But listen, you could go in his house. His parents don't live there. It's his own house, technically.
Woo!
And he does have the Christmas tree up, so he went that far.
I still have.
Listen,
the string of lights that I have over the one doorway from the one party I had.
All I'm saying is, you could come hang out with us. There's gonna be drinks. There's gonna be food.
Probably.
You could be on our show. What's cooler than being on our show?
What more could you possibly
Dan
ask
barely
for?
wants to be on the show as it is. So could you imagine if you're on it?
Well, that's because he's on it. If it was just me, then this wouldn't happen.
So next week I won't be on it. So it'll be That Dagan Show. Gotta make it one more time for it to be a complete joke. It's 2 mentions of that Dagan show. We gotta get
We're
a
getting
third.
the band back together.
Are you there? Are you really?
Nope.
You get to meet a bunch of cool people that are in bands that are actually semi-successful. It's really cool.
Let's like tone that down by like half.
Why?
Yeah, set the expectation low.
I mean, listen, you want these people to actually show up, right?
Yeah.
There may be 2 people commenting on this right now that I can't see because
Woo!
my camera's the other way.
Please comment.
Please clap.
Please.
Somebody,
We're
please.
begging you.
Make us feel like you watch.
Somebody? Anybody?
Hello?
Not my mom.
Hello?
Is this thing on?
No, I'm not going to bang on the mic. I might break it.
Yeah.
But next week, holiday special, seriously, the invite is open. Come hang out with
The
us.
show will be a little later in the night, but it's gonna be a good time.
If you want to know the address, we'll DM it to you. Just let us know you actually want to show up. The food and drink are on Dan, so it's his thing, so.
We can all share 1 bag of chips, and we all...
Everyone gets 2 potato chips.
Everybody gets 1/4 of a McChicken.
1.
1.
There'll be 2 of them.
And I'm going... and I'm gonna check. Don't think I won't.
Hey, you already had one. What are you doing?
Hey, what are you doing? Is that your 3rd chip? I see you.
I'm keeping tabs, pal.
I have a list. We have a list.
There will be a list. Actually, I think we'll have some stuff we want to talk about next week.
Yeah.
So what we're really gonna do is, like, next week's really gonna be like our Christmas special because
Yeah, it's gonna be.
we won't be meeting again until after Christmas. So,
It's gonna be the whole shebang.
and then probably that week we'll probably do the 2019 decade wrap up
Woo!
and usher on in the new
Like
year.
a Spotify 2019 wrap up, except not as cool or as a big deal.
It'll be better than YouTube's year wrap up though.
Yes.
That thing is dumpster fire, wrapped in doo doo.
We make fun of this show for being a dumpster fire, but that video was in fact a dumpster fire.
And 2019 one really didn't help either.
No.
2018's was god awful. Will Smith was in it. I feel bad because I like Will Smith.
The most disliked video in YouTube history.
I think it's close to it. Go figure. Something that YouTube made for their own website tanked.
Well, if we learned anything over the past couple years, is that YouTube does not know what is good for YouTube.
Clearly not. We barely know what's good enough for our
Hey,
channel.
we're gonna fuck our content creators over by a lot.
And we still are. That's why we have a channel on YouTube. Which I'd like to remind everyone. Beard TV on YouTube. Like, subscribe.
Hit that like button, subscribe, ring that bell, do that thing, shake your leg, do that dance, do everything.
Smash the like button.
Blah. Hulk smash it really hard.
Air punching. Well, anyway, I think we've gone a little off. But just remember, holiday special next week.
Tune in.
If you would like to be a part of the show, we would be more than happy to host you. Just know that you will be on camera and at some point part of the show.
And probably made fun of a little bit. You can make fun of us too.
I mean, listen, it's a give and take thing.
Mostly take.
You give to us, we take away from you. It's fine.
It's mostly take.
It's pretty much, yeah. We lose everything.
It's actually just take.
You're going to have a really bright ring light in your face the whole time.
Why is
just
it
be
so
ready.
bright? Shut up.
You're part of the show now.
Why is this couch here?
Why is this leather couch here? Why are the walls white? What's going on?
And action.
And that's when the show started.
And ended at the same time.
Enhance. Well, anyway,
All right, let's wrap a bow on this one.
let's land the airplane. What do you say? As we usually do, my name is Nick,
My name is Dan.
and this is another episode of Two Beards in a Pod. And remember, you can make Dan's Christmas much more whiter if you help him out with this whole single issue.
Have a good day.